Friends of a 19-year-old who was thought to have drowned in a Red Bluff Creek say they believe foul play was involved.
Sources tell Action News Sean Sider died July 13th at the home of one of his friends after taking hits out of a dust-off aerosol can. They say his friends panicked and drove the body to Cone Grove Park and dumped it in Antelope Creek. They also say one of the young men involved was the son of a Tehama County Sheriff Lieutenant. They say the lieutenant knew what had happened, and they tell us that lieutenant coached the boys on what to say, something Sheriff Clay Parker denies.
Okay, that's the first I've heard of it, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
The autopsy has yet to be completed, but Sheriff Parker says it did show inhalants in Sider's system and admits that did contribute to Sider's death.
And there are some alarming new crime statistics for the city of Reading. Action News reporter Elizabeth Gadley is live at the Reading Broadcast Center in the Mount Shasta Mall with more on a newly released report and what the numbers mean for the city. Elizabeth.
Alan, the Reading Police Department just released its mid-year crime report, and it shows that violent crimes like robbery and aggravated assault are way up. The new numbers have Reading's police chief worried.
What concerns me the most is the increase in violent crime. I mean, these are pretty significant increases.
Robberies are up 93% in the city of Reading, and there was a 13% rise in aggravated assault. As a whole, violent crime has gone up by 14% when compared to the same time period last year. Police Chief Peter Hansen is not the only one concerned by all the crime. Reading resident Lorraine Stevenson says she worries for her young son's safety.
Can I let my son go outside and play? You know, is it going to be okay? Or are they going to start doing drive-bys or something, you know?
According to Chief Hansen, recent gang activity helped boost the numbers, but he also believes there are other contributing factors.
There's no one single factor. If I was going to hazard a guess, I think that the economy and the unemployment rate in our area is finally starting to take its toll. And the lack of a police presence. You know, we've lost 10 officers so far. We're getting ready to lose an additional 14.
Police aren't the only ones losing officers. CHP and sheriff's departments are also hurting. Chief Hansen says with all the shortages, the different agencies have been working together to deal with problems, and they're figuring out how to do more with less. Right now, the department is working on an online crime reporting system so people can report their own crimes without an officer having to take their information. With the rise in crime, Hansen says it's important for people to be more aware of their surroundings and watch out for themselves and others.
Reminding people for years, lock up your valuables, lock your cars, close your garage doors, those basic crime prevention steps.
The Reading Police Department released the crime report this morning, so it will be available for National Night Out. Live in the Reading Broadcast Center, I'm Elizabeth Gadley, Action News.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Well, it's a big night out for neighborhoods across the country. Tonight is the 27th annual National Night Out. Action News reporter Britt Carlson is at one of dozens of neighborhood parties happening all over the North State. Hey, Britt, how's it going out there?
Yeah, Kara, all the finishing touches are being put on this block party in North Chico. As you can see, nobody is here yet. The festivities don't actually start until 6 p.m., but obviously we've been at National Night Outs before. It is a crime prevention event put on by police departments and neighborhood watch groups across the country. It's also a great way for residents to mix and mingle with each other and the law enforcement officers patrolling in their neighborhood. And the free event is certainly growing in popularity. In Chico alone, there are 38 different block parties. We'll hear more from the Chico Police Department heads who will be patrolling the area. They'll actually be looking for the best party. But first, we're joined by one of the volunteers, the VIP members. This is Carl Frank, and he's here to, you said you've done about 4 of these National Night Out block parties. So.
And every year they're growing, and more and more people are getting involved, and it's... of all the kind of deployments we do, this is the most fun, and enjoy being with the people, and the people get to know the police, and we get to know the people, and
exactly.
It's a fun time had by all.
Exactly, and there's a lot to offer this year. I think she said there's going to be snow cones and pizza that's going to go to the National Night Out, so definitely a lot of family fun.
Yes, and seems like it grows dramatically each year we do it, and it only grows because people are participating, and it's getting to be better and better, and encourage everybody to come out and join us.
All right. So we'll listen to Carl. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
And everybody, if you can make it out, the National Night Out runs from 6 to 9 tonight. As I mentioned, 38 different block parties around the Chico area. Check our website, knvn.com, for a location near you. Live in Chico for NBC 24 Action News, I'm Britt Carlson.
Thank you, Britt. On to other news now. After more than 30 years in business, Helzer Chevrolet Cadillac has closed its doors. It's the second Red Bluff dealership to close in the last year and a half. As Action News reporter Brian Callahan shows us, the latest closure has left customers with a lot of questions and city officials worrying about the budget.
Dozens of customers trickled in and out of Helzer Chevrolet Cadillac Tuesday as word spread of the dealership's closing. Mark Minton was among those asking questions.
You received a phone call yesterday from one of the service representatives that informed me that the dealership was closed as of yesterday.
His car has been in the service department for 3 weeks and was in pieces when the dealership locked its doors Monday.
I've been pretty pleased with the service up until this point. They just, I don't know what happened, but they just kind of left me hanging here.
Fortunately, Minton was able to get his car, but he had to pay out of his own pocket to have it towed from the dealership.
Right now, it's just, I'm in limbo. I'm dealing with a warranty company, which I got to start all over again.
Customers aren't the only ones disappointed by the move. City officials must now find a way to replace the dealership's tax revenue and 35 jobs lost when it closed its doors.
Helzer Chevrolet, of course, a auto dealership, produce a substantial amount of property or sales taxes for us, so it will be a hit on our budget.
Red Bluff is already struggling with a $1.4 million deficit. And officials know from experience that the loss of a dealership makes a big impact on the city's budget.
We'll miss the loss of the money, and there'll be an impact on our budget, but there's not an awful lot we could have done to save them as well as Red Bluff Ford.
Red Bluff Ford closed in April of 2009, and with the closure of Helzer, Growney Motors remains the only new car dealership in town. City officials say they have no choice but to watch the taillights fade. In Red Bluff, Brian Callahan, Action News.
Now, a salesperson told us that the decision to close was made after General Motors made unreasonable demands and a bank turned down a loan request.
A vocational school in Reading is getting ready to move into its new home. The Institute of Technology, as it's called, is converting half of the old Mervyn's building into its main campus. Right now, construction workers are busy turning the former retail space on Hilltop Drive into classrooms and office space.
It's really not just about the population center we draw from, but our obligation is to find good jobs for these students when they graduate. So,
after the move, the school will be able to accommodate roughly 560 students, faculty members, and other employees. The new campus is scheduled to open August 30th.
Hall's Harley-Davidson in Chico got a special visit today from a newly formed group of riders. The Nation of Patriots rode through Chico today to deliver an American flag that's making its way across the country. Bill Shearer of Wisconsin started the tour last summer after meeting with a group of friends and deciding that they wanted to do something to honor the country's servicemen and women.
The purpose is to honor all the fallen warriors and families, past and present, that have fought for us in the United States.
The tour will make its way through 48 different states over 100 days, with the flag being passed off at different Harley-Davidson shops. The Nation of Patriots is also taking donations for the families of wounded veterans on its website. You can go to our website and click on news links for more information.
The number of states with an obesity rate of more than 30% is going up. We'll reveal the stats from the new CDC report up next on NBC 24 Action News at 5:30.
And look for temperatures to start cooling down by tomorrow. We'll talk about wonderful weather headed our way this weekend when Action News returns.